Welcome to What Are We Playing This Week, the weekly show where I try to recommend to you a couple of games based on a certain criteria, and today's criteria is, well, it's the Olympic Games, which I am not legally actually allowed to talk about in any sort of commercial capacity, and since this video does have ads in it, I believe I just got our channel closed. Yeah, this is probably gonna be the last show because the Olympic Committee doesn't like people talking about the Olympics unless they pay them big stacks of cash. So here's a couple of games that are not about the Olympics. Like, they are in no way, shape or form about the Olympics that are happening now in a city in South America whose name I am not allowed to say, in proximity to the word Olympics and the current year. That being said, let's get this started with Summer Athletics. Now, this is a game that you can find right now on Steam for the price of about 19 euros. It was released in 2008, and it's not an officially licensed game about the Olympics, but it does let you participate in all sorts of Olympic events, to like 25 summer sport events with all sorts of interesting individual mechanics, the ability to play them either in arcade mode or in a more of a simulator mode, and it even has multiplayer. Now, bear in mind, this isn't actually a very good game. Graphics are a bit dated because it's an 8-year-old game. Also, the gameplay has some issues. It has some problems. Some people actually say that it doesn't actually seem to be working. But if you're a fan of the old track and field, then this game should be exactly what you're looking for. And this is the only game you can actually buy. Yeah, it turns out that on the PC, if you actually want to buy games that are about the Olympic-like sport things, you can't actually buy more than one at a time at any given moment in time. So up next, I'm gonna recommend to you Asterix at the Olympic Games. Now, in spite of what you may believe, this isn't actually a tie-in to the Olympic Games. It is actually a tie-in to Asterix and Obelix at the Olympics, which was a movie with Alain Delon as Caesar, who had the most killer line possible in the whole movie. Everyone would say Ave Cesar and he would say Ave moi, and it was funny. Also, the villain got a Roman legion to form the shape of a turtle, like an anatomically correct turtle. It was funny as hell. It was an okay movie. And the game too, I remember playing it a long time ago, and it was good. It was actually enjoyable. It's a mix of an action-adventure game, you know, like the Asterix and Obelix games used to be a lot of... There used to be a lot of them, weren't there? Like, there used to be one about every year up until... Yeah, I believe this was the last one. So this is a mix between action-adventure, jumping around, punching things, and actual sporting events that take place in an arena in an Olympic-ish style. It's in Greece, so yeah, it's the Olympics, the original Olympics. Well, no, not actually the original Olympics, because those actually took place long before the Roman Empire, but still, it's Asterix and Obelix at the Olympics, and it's a ton of fun, but not as much fun as Asterix Mega Madness, which is another game you can't buy anywhere, because why would you be able to buy a game that brings you joy when you can, I don't know, buy horse armor? In this game, you get to pick a character from the classic roster of, well, characters from the Asterix cartoons and comic books. They all have the exact same abilities, there's no difference between them, but you do get to participate either by yourself against real opponents or with other people in a series of competitions that take place over the course of several days, which includes stuff like competitive eating, competitive Roman punching, hurdles, boar hunting, tossing the giant stones, I believe again into Romans, rowboats, punching Romans again. I had a lot of fun with this game. game years and years ago, and of course, because it's a fun game for the whole family, you can't buy it anywhere, because why would you be able to buy something that's actually good? So if you can't buy them, and the developers, well, the developers probably still care because yeah, they spend time and effort making this, but since the publisher doesn't seem to give a hoot about this game, maybe it's abandonware and maybe you can find it in some places of the internet which I am not allowed to tell you about, because it sure as hell isn't on GOG or Steam or any other place. Well, that would be it for this edition of What Are We Playing This Week, with that sort of tangential relation to that sporting thing that's happening now in a place on Earth I'm not allowed to tell you about or show pictures of or mention or allude to. Oh my god, I alluded to it. Yeah, we're gonna get closed by the Olympic Commission in about 5 minutes, so I may as well take this time to explain to you what the secret of life is. You see... If you enjoyed this show, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Or, if you thought it was horrible, then share it with your enemies and make them suffer. We shall be your weapon of vengeance. But if you liked what you saw, you could, I don't know, maybe donate, because basically YouTube is horrible at revenue, by using the link in the description, or just buy my book. It's a fantasy book about, well, a lot of stuff. I guarantee it won't suck, and if it does suck, you can find me here and complain about it.